Coming to you live on Facebook for our new moon and Aries lessons tonight. We had planned on having a gathering, but because things have changed throughout our society, and right now we decided that going live and connecting with you guys on Facebook was going to be the best way to do this.
Yeah, we're a little early still. We're going to give everybody a chance to get on here and find us. But we're looking forward to reviewing the Aries New Moon. We've enjoyed the study of it, especially at this vital time. And
Yes.
it's not a bad moon to be navigating during this time, believe it or not. If there is some silver lining to that.
It can really, Aries can bring us some tremendous energy right now to shift. And so we look forward to sharing those lessons with you tonight because I know a lot of people, are doing the ups and downs, right now with everything that's going on, not sure what each day is going to bring. And so we definitely think that this new moon information can help with that.
Hi, Ollie.
Looks like Holly just popped on. Glad you're here, Holly. You can make comments over on the side or if you have any questions. We were just talking about how important this Aries new moon is at this, unprecedented time in our society. Nobody has been through the situations that we're facing in our lifetime. And so with the energy that we have with, Obi's setting things on
I
fire
am
here.
setting things on.
Aries is all about fire. So I guess Obi's decided he's going to also do that for us tonight. So we're kind of just giving everybody a few minutes to get on. I know that there were a lot of things going on right now with opening space across the world. Those Mesa carriers have been spending time in prayer and meditation. And so we did just get off of a conference call and just get our Mesas opened up. And so we know there's a lot of things going on tonight.
Yeah, and again, this video, allow it to be a resource for you this entire new moon. We like the live interaction. Hey, Amanda. And we like the live interaction. We like the comments. We like being able to have a forum. This was supposed to be a gathering. Hey, Rhonda. And, we're just going to kind of move forward and kind of get started. Kelly's done a lot of studying. We've done a lot of work in getting ready for it. Those of you who have your new moon kits will kind of get into some of that and kind of just see how the evening goes. We regret not being with everybody.
We miss that social interaction. The social distancing can be tough, but thank goodness for technology that we can do this. We love this opportunity to do this. And if you have friends or someone that you think that could benefit from the information that we talk about tonight, it's going to be on our Facebook page under videos so they can view it at any time.
Yep. And, I do want to also thank Scotty and Christine. They were going to host. Renewed was co-hosting and part of this with us this month, and I'm sure we'll have times that we can be there with them at their beautiful building, and I know they're with us this evening, so it'll be great.
Yeah. So I know that we have a few people that have gotten on, and Obi will probably be talking about more people that pop up while we're chatting, but we wanted to kind of start talking about Aries new moon. This is the first new moon of the astrological cycle, so it's very powerful. We know it's a very powerful time right now. A lot of uncertain times, a lot of, things going on in our society. And the thing with, new moons, any new moon has a lot of energy that you can tap into. But with this being the first new moon of the astrological cycle, it's even more energy. And, Aries is a fire element that is ruled by Mars, and it brings new beginnings, lots of passion, motivation, energy. So you get this motivation that you can start something new, or you can start again. And again, Aries really reminds us that our personal growth is a continual cycle, that it's always evolving. And so this is a really good time to kind of create a clear vision. And I know everybody's vision seems really muddled right now. What we thought our day-to-day life was going to be like has changed. And so creating that clear vision is really important, but it's also not always easy to figure out what is your vision for your path. What is your purpose? Where do you need to be heading? So it's a great time to try on a few different hats. Try out some new things. For those of you at home with extra time, it's a great time to try new hobbies, to try something you haven't before, or maybe you had tried and you kind of put it aside and you can go back to that. So this is really a good time to take a look at those things and know that your knower will know. When you get to the right thing, it's about listening to your intention, listening to your intuition. So it's a great time to really practice listening to your intuition. When you get those little, oh, I ought to give somebody, I ought to give so-and-so a phone call, or I ought to shoot an email off to so-and-so. It may just come in a flash and be gone, but listen to those little things. And you can, exercise that intuition by just on the little things. What jewelry should I wear today? And whatever is calling to you. What food is your body really wanting? Practice your intuition in those ways, because right now with this fiery energy of Aries, you're going to have lots of different forks in the road. So there are lots of choices to make, lots of paths to take. So knowing your intuition and listening to that is really important. Now, for me, that's easier said than done, because my intuition is usually a really quiet little voice, and there's so much noise going on. At this time, when a lot of society is really slowing down, is a great time to get quiet and get still. We did release our Aries New Moon meditation last night on Facebook. I encourage you to watch that and do the meditation tonight. I think that you'll find that connection and that calming is really important. And if you don't get to do it tonight, sometime within the this week when this energy is so high. But with any energy, especially fiery energy, it can be either a high vibration or a lower vibration. So with Aries, if you're in that high vibration and you're connected to your passion and you're using that motivation, that passion, that energy to move toward that, you're going to be in that higher vibration. But the lower vibration can show up as anger, impatience, restlessness. Not that we would know anything about that vibration.
Dollar General clerk experienced that for me today. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Casey.
Yesterday, we kind of had that between the two of us. That lower energy was coming up because Aries is very intense. Do you know any people that Aries is their sun sign? They're go-getters, no nonsense. And so that's what Aries can be. So if you're in that lower vibration, and you're like, you're not aligned to your purpose, if you're not focused and doing really what you should be doing, you're going to feel those emotions come up. I mean, starting with kind of like a nagging feeling, and then growing into an annoyance and an irritation. And we tend to just kind of beat those down. But guess what? The way to heal those and to come to the solution is to actually let those feelings bubble up. And when you get those feelings bubbled up, it shows you what the root problem is. And once you know what the root problem is, then you can shift it. And you can take what that root problem was, shift with the Aries energy, and use that fire to move into something that's going to be productive and going to take you further on your path and into the things that you're passionate about.
A more transformative energy.
Exactly. Rather when we keep tamping it down, it's just wanting to burst open. But if we let it bubble up and look at it, get it out here in front of us, then we can see what it truly is about. And so it really can give you, an opportunity for change. That old saying, pain brings growth. I used to hate that. We don't have to have pain to grow, but lots of times that will be the only way we grow is it gets too uncomfortable doing what we're doing and being where we're at. And so use that transformation time to utilize that fiery energy. Another thing about the intensity of Aries is that it can physically feel like electrical. And so you may have to dance it out. You might have to do some yoga, go work out, go for a run, so you can direct that energy better so you're not feeling all on pins and needles.
It specifically talks about how it affects the nervous system. Mm-hmm. So those of us that are in pain pretty frequently or have pain to our extremities or fibromyalgia, it's a really, really big deal at this time, at this type of energy and how that affects us. we've already got the energy going on with the pandemic and that frequency, but add the Aries energy as well. Everything's at a heightened state.
Yes. Well, and then on top of that, we've also got the spring equinox was just this past weekend, a time of renewal and planting seeds, and so that we can move forward and have new blooms. We also had Saturn move into Aquarius on the 21st. And so those of you, I think, Amanda, you might fit in this, but those of you like in your late 20s, may really feel this energy get magnified because Saturn and Aquarius are kind of opposites. And Saturn does a 29-year cycle. And so when Saturn moved into Aquarius, you've got Saturn that's all about structure and having order. And then Aquarius is all about breaking up, to rebuild into something new. And Saturn is more about commitment and focus. And Aquarius wants freedom, and having multidimensional ideas and thinking. So you get this struggle between this needing to adult. I know that lots of us struggle with that anyway, needing to adult, but also wanting that freedom. So this is a really good time to kind of take a look at your commitments. Check them out. Do they really match up with what your purpose is and what you want to do with this life? Is that where you're putting your time? Is that what you're committing to? And so change your perspective on that. And it might be time to change things up a little bit, but that energy is going to be pretty big between balancing those two things.
Absolutely. I'm going to actually grab my notes because I can't read them from here.
Okay. So. Yes. Well, we our memories, we have a lot of information in our brain, but we can't always remember everything that we want to share. And there's quite a bit going on with this energy.
And the light changes, so I can't read my notes. But one of the specific other things going on, specifically and celestially, is the sun and the moon are in great conjunct with the comet Chiron. Now, Chiron is a masculine. Most of the celestials that we deal with are all feminine energies. So we've got this Chiron masculine energy, and that specifically, it's known as the wounded healer. So if you really listen to what Kelly's talked about, where you are recalling some past pains and possibly learning from them, this is how pain can become a power and how wounds make us stronger. Anytime the energy of Chiron is activated by a conjunction such as this, our pain and past begin to surface. We may be reminded of these old wounds, and this new moon can start to kind of rise those up and start to fully heal some of those old wounds, and lessons can be learned. We hate that.
That
but
pain
again,
brings growth.
Leave it to a male energy to cause that. But it is an interesting concept of what's going on celestially with astrology and specifically with this new moon. Yeah. At this time.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's a real opportunity to take some of those wounds from the past and to grow from them. But again, it's that healing of those so that we can move forward. Several of you ordered our new moon kits, which had the elements in them that Obi wants to talk a little bit about. There are some stones that come in really handy this time, during the Aries New Moon, as far as with everything going on. So Obi's going to talk about this a little bit.
Well, the new moon kits were really fun to build. The little triangle, the shape of Aries is the triangle and arrows. So everybody got the nice little triangle box with the arrows. I hope that was fun. I hope that was a unique take on the packaging. Great stones this month. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Desert Jasper. I went with several natural stones this time. We got one crystal and two natural and two polished stones. The Desert Jasper is really a stone of fire. I know I gave cards, gave you a lot of different descriptions, but specifically and a little simpler, it is an energy of action stone. It takes maybe your innermost desires or maybe some lost passions and brings them back to light. Beautiful colorations in this Desert Jasper, and I always give affirmation statements with stones. It's something I enjoy doing, and a simplified version of that affirmation of those who didn't get one of the stones, and I think we might have some extra available, is I am activated. So again, hear all this Aries energy. What a great statement specifically for that stone.
So yeah, feel free to reach out to us if you'd like to have one of those to carry in your pocket, because I think it does help. I know for me, today I had all 5 stones in my pocket all day, and I was back at work and, very strange energy, but I had a fantastic day because the balance of the 5.
Right. The other stone, first crystal that we've provided is a fire quartz. And what's really, really interesting about a fire quartz, especially with the coloring, a fire quartz is a cross between a hematite and quartz. So hematite's a very, very interesting stone, very powerful, but you wouldn't expect this coloring with that. This is basically a stone of transformation. You look at shifts of stagnant energy, it becomes fuel for you. And a simple affirmation statement of that is, I'm transformative. Really, really using that to may help you along. If you're stumbling along dealing with this energy, this might be the best stone for that day for you. Kelly happened to have a really nice, larger one than what we were able to provide, but I think the crystals we provided were really, really nice. That came in with the kit this time. The next stone would be a white howlite. It is really a stone about awareness. A beautiful, kind of almost a white, marbly polished, beautiful stone. Unmask the illusions in your life. Basically, it's a larger journey through truths stone. And the interesting affirmation or simplified affirmation for it is, I am calm, cool, and collected.
That's an easy one to remember.
Yeah, and quite in transition.
We probably all need that with the fiery.
Absolutely, and quite different with all the fiery energy and whatnot going on. The next stone, really a really cool stone. And I hope those of you that got your aragonite, look at your card specifically. There's a lot of great things. Aragonite is a healing, and it's soothing that nervous system that we talked about stone. I've been carrying it since we got them in my stone pouch. If you really look at the card, what's really interesting is this is a stone that would be really good for people with ADHD or on the spectrum who have difficulty with focus. And it really is, it directs energy to focus. And a simple affirmation about this stone would be, I am clear and I am grounded. So a great stone for this type of energy and helping us through. And then the last stone is a beautiful rough cut carnelian. And most of us are familiar with carnelian. Matter of fact, I think some of the new that we'll bring up actually had carnelian and tiger's eye from a few full moons ago. But really a beautiful rough cut stone with great energy. This is a stone of creativity, motivation, willpower. It taps into your deepest desires. It raises your courage to go after your dreams. And it's a stone that boosts confidence. And its simple affirmation is, I am confident. So great energy from all 5 of these stones. I hope you guys enjoy them this month.
It's a great combination, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. So some of the other things that were specific for this month, obviously one of the textures was wool. And some of these ladies would like to snuggle with this. This might make a great cat toy, Casey. But kind of soft and fun to play with, a great texture to have in your mesa or on your altar and whatnot. Tulips were one of the flowers specifically, so we put some synthetic tulips that were just easy to get by. And the arrows and the triangles. But the scents were also a couple of other flowers before we get to them, actually. One is called an amaryllis. My color printer wasn't doing the best coloration of it, but amaryllis is a beautiful flower. Very hard to come by at this time of year. Just a little too early in the spring unless you're at a botanical. And then the thistle. Thistle, honeysuckle, and tulips were the flowers specifically to Aries. Thistle always reminds me, where's my movie guy? Scotty's on. So Braveheart reminds me of the thistle that he carried, of the flower that he kept with her. And one of your scents packets in the New Moon kits actually was a floral, not actually just a scent, but I actually put a little bit of honeysuckle to represent that flower. That honeysuckle could be used in a tea or a bath or just to burn something on your mesa. Peppermint, great scent for protection. Great for tea, great for a bath. Rosemary, which is a wonderful scent in itself, obviously a spice to be utilized, but it's got some medicinal and magical properties that are out there, and I've printed those up for you. And then frankincense, just a great, simple burning. Can use it on charcoal, can use it on a sage bundle that you got already going, and burn that out. But a really, really fun kit to put together this month. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Does anybody have any comments or found anything out about your kits that have been really helpful for you? You can add it in the comments there. We also wanted to pose a few things to you for the new moon in setting intentions, because the energy is so high at any new moon, and particularly this one with the first new moon of the astrological cycle. It is a great time to really set your intention. And so some questions for you to think about. You might want to jot them down if you have a pen and paper, or if you want to pop an answer in there in the box. If you've got something that's very burning and you want to share with us, we would love that. We would love to have the interaction. But one of the questions is, how does it feel to you when you're aligned with your purpose? I think that we all get that feeling and have that sense of purpose when we're on our path and we're on the right path. And so really asking yourself, what does it feel like? And to embrace that feeling and feel that feeling so that you can feel into that. As far as things that keep you from, staying motivated, like this, I find a lot of time with the new moons, I'll have this great motivation at the new moon, and then it'll kind of lag. So another thing is to ask yourself, what causes you to lose your motivation? And I think, that everybody can struggle with that we have times when that ebbs and flows, and what helps bring it back. Doing things like this, us getting in community, doing gatherings, like-minded people, I know always renews my motivation. And so that's why I think it's really important to do these things. Another thing to think about is how you internalize your stress. We know everybody is going through a lot of stress right now. And how are you internalizing that? And what can you do about it? We've got some things popping up there.
I'm just trying to see. Go ahead.
I'm not keeping up with the feed very well, I think. But, so how do you internalize that stress? And then what can you do to help that? And sometimes it is simple things like using our tools. I mean, me carrying all the stones today was perfect for me. That helped me tremendously with the uncertainty with work and all of that. Another question is, what excites you about your path? What makes you want to fight for what you want? We have to tap into that excitement. And if you're not excited about it, then maybe it's not that true focus that you need to have. So just some things for you to think about as you set your intention for this new moon as we go into this week. Are we coming up on time?
Hey, you're doing pretty good.
Okay. But definitely, I hope that, these things are good things to kind of keep in your mind with everything that's going on. And that we can really harness this energy to move us forward on our path. And if it's bubbling up that stuff that we really don't want to look at, let it bubble up so we can heal it and transform it, and use that pain to move into our passion. So I know Obi has been busy at work on a lot of things. So we wanted to share a couple of things that we have going right now. He has a new creation that he just did this past week.
Yeah. A few people have got to see them at Angie's and whatnot, but if you haven't had a chance to see, it was really fun to create. But we did a yearly moon calendar. It not only tells you specifically the 4 cycles on the moon, but what sign each one is under, as well as the retrograde Mercury, sort of in one constant view.
And I've never seen one with this pattern. So it's pretty cool. We have those for sale in our Etsy shop.
Yep. You can get them laminated or by themselves. I don't think Angie got on, but she was with us all earlier. There is a couple of batches of New Moon that's available. One limited edition batch. So it's the Spring Equinox limited edition. We're calling it actually Angie's batch. It's got some beautiful florals in it. It's got a really, really great citrus kind of a notes to it. Really, really unique blend, much different than our normal New. So we do have spray bottles and some 4-ounce bottles of that available, as well as we did finally bottle up the, I believe this was the Leo full moon that we did. It's got, each bottle has tiger's eye and carnelian in them, even the small bottles. So those are available online, as well as the mantras. Still available. Now we're doing those in multiple sizes. We've got subscriptions on that. I'll be posting the full moon bags here this weekend. We've got that information, so we'll get ready for this next full moon, for the full moon kits. Some people have asked how we're kind of going on that. The bags and the kits are doing really well. We are going to come up with a 6-month and a yearly subscription to try to help everybody stay ahead of those and whatnot.
And as we have more and more interest, because I know we sold out really quick, but trying to get a better idea of how many people are interested in those. So, messaging us or anything, to let us know ahead of time will help us kind of determine, because we'd like everybody to get them, but we have to order all the materials, especially the stones sometimes take a while to get in and can be tough.
Yeah, a little bit. And another kind of cool thing that's coming up, I had some interest in some selenite wands. I ordered a case of selenite 7-8 inch long selenite wands that I'll be working on coming up, and I've got some more eucalyptus bundles. I had people interested in that, especially with this respiratory pandemic. We have a large one hanging in our shower, and I'll have those kind of be doing some leather wrapping and some cording on that, and might be nice for your showers or in your cars or whatnot. You might enjoy having that bundle in there, but those kind of enjoying putting it out there, guys, just as much as we enjoy trying to make a little bit of a living at this, enjoying putting the tools out there.
Well, and I think right now it's really important to utilize all the tools that you have, because I know for me that I have had ups and downs with this whole, COVID-19 virus, and, really trying to stay in the love and the peace, but that the mass fear that can be out there, using our tools so that we stay grounded and that we can share that love and peaceful energy rather than feeding off of that. And so we're, open anything that anybody has as far as suggestions. We are very open to that. We've been really blessed to be participating in a nightly ritual of connecting with shamans all over the world, opening our mesas so that we're connecting that energy and bringing in new messages and power and strength. And anything that you wanted to add?
No, I forgot about the feather being white as one of the colors. And Casey, the feather was specifically added for you. Had to put some sort of feather in the kits, maybe from now on. And then Amanda did make a comment that her son was using this as a bow tie.
Oh, well, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I said it's like a lovey. I just want to love on it. So we really appreciate you guys taking time out of your night to join us. We would appreciate any kind of feedback that you have about these Facebook Live broadcasts and any way we can improve them or something else that you would like to see. We're open to doing different types of things, and we hope to get back to gatherings. Oh, there we go. I need an arrow to point me in the right direction, I guess.
And then we got Rock's butt.
Yes, and we have Kitty right off camera here, so we have all of that wonderful four-legged energy joining us tonight, and we really appreciate you guys being with us. So we hope you all stay happy and healthy, and we wish you well.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.